Welcome to the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast with Vicki Noethling. You are about to discover impactful lessons that help you grow as an individual, grow your confidence, and find the positive and good within you, so you powerfully and authentically become the best version of yourself. Be sure you visit our website at www.findyourleadershipconfidence.com. While you're there, subscribe to us via your favorite network. Now tune in, get ready, and enjoy the journey of emerging as a leader of exception in the 21st century.
Welcome, everyone, to the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast. I'm your host, Vicki Noethling, coming to you from Roswell, Georgia. The goal of this podcast is to bring topics and guests that will empower you to become that confident leader and take your business or your life to the next level. Today, I am so excited to have Phebe Trotman as my guest. And let me tell you a little bit about Phebe. She is a successful and heart-centered entrepreneur based in Vancouver, Canada, who is passionate about helping others discover their joy. In both her athletic and professional careers, Phoebe's personal success has been a testament that anything is possible with hard work, education, dedication, and team-centered approach. As an athlete, she has achieved many accolades as a soccer player, including being inducted into several sports Hall of Fames, winning championship titles, and being recognized as an exceptional athlete. Phebe has also excelled in her career as a network marketer, earning top awards for recognition within her company. Phebe is a champion for personal growth and believes that reaching one's full potential creates a ripple effect of inspiration and motivation. Phebe is passionate about helping others on their journey to unlocking their potential and living their best lives. With her dedication to empowering others, Phebe is a powerful force for positive change. I love our title for today. I think everybody should plaster it on their wall, on their monitor, on their bathroom mirror. Never quit on a bad day. Please welcome Phebe Trotman. Phebe, I'm so excited to have our conversation today.
I am as well, Vicki. Thank you so much for having me. I mean, I love what you're doing with the podcast and just helping people and sharing stories and wisdom. And so it really is an honor to be here with you today.
Well, I think it's just, will brighten everybody's day by that wonderful smile you have on your face. If we just all could remember that life is worth smiling about, whether it's a bad day, a good day, there's got to be something that's worth a smile. And you have that beautiful smile to kind of remind us of that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And it's a choice. It's a tough time. We all go through stuff, but it's important to just choose. As you said, there's always something we can find to be happy about, be grateful for. And then sometimes when you're going through those tough days, that's what you hold on to. That's what you want to fixate on, that one little thing. It can be, it can be just a friend that you have, a cup of coffee, anything, but just hang on to something and choose to find happiness in that moment.
For me at 65, it's I got up and I could move.
There you go. Exactly. Hey, that's a big thing. There's other people who don't have that opportunity.
Exactly right. Exactly right. All right. So we always start out with the easy question. We did say that you are calling in from Vancouver, but Vancouver is such a beautiful, beautiful area. Where are you in relation to the downtown area where they have those air taxis that I think are the coolest thing in the world?
Yeah, the water's so I'm actually in a suburbs called Coquitlam. So it's about 30 minutes, if you will, east of Vancouver, of downtown Vancouver. So close enough that you can get into the city, and then at the same time you get a chance to enjoy being kind of in the suburb life as well.
Yeah, I enjoyed my first time there was for a Toastmaster convention. I was there for about 10 days. And I just totally loved it. And sadly, I did not fly on that taxi to Victoria.
Yes, they're fun. They are fun.
I know. I should have gone to see my city, but no.
Next
Another
time, come on back,
Another time, I'll come
exactly.
visit you. Yes.
Absolutely, please do.
So how did you get started as an entrepreneur? We talked about your career and different things, but what told you or what inspired you to take that turn in your journey to become an entrepreneur?
Yeah, so great question. So my journey as an entrepreneur is an interesting one. My mom stayed home with my brother and I as young children. She had a home-based business. And so I always had this like goal
Yeah.
and dream that I would somehow have something from home. I never knew what that was going to look like. I went to university, I got my degree. I was working full-time at a job post university. And I just was really uninspired at my job. So I had started like looking at other opportunities. I started a coaching company with my background in soccer, a teammate and myself. We started a coaching company. I started learning about real estate investing. That's when I started getting to personal development and realized like real estate investing could be a way to generate passive income. And so I started a bunch of different projects. And then I found out actually about my current business opportunity when I was building my soccer like business in a way. And when a friend reached out about it and thought we could use it for marketing. And so I was doing all this on the side. And in my head, I was like, okay, well, I have a plan. I'm going to continue this. I'm going to build this up. Then I'm going to transition into being a full-time entrepreneur.
Yeah.
However, God had other plans. And sometimes they say, if you don't make a move, like he makes a move for you.
Yeah.
And the full-time job that I had, the company ended up getting bought out, was bankrupt actually. And in that, when we ended up being bankrupt, we were laid off. And it was kind of like two emotions. On the one hand, once the shock of it wore off, I was kind of excited a little bit because I didn't have to go to work the next week. But at the same time, I was very nervous because it was like, well, what next? I have bills to pay and things like that. And so in that moment, I sort of paused and I looked forward to the future. And I was like, well, what do I want my life to look like? I knew I could go back to school for a master's. I could have focused on real estate investing or coaching. However, I realized I wanted to have something that I could build from anywhere. I could travel. I could, have kind of control of time and finances. And so I ended up jumping into that business and being like, okay, let's go. And it was definitely a bumpy road in the beginning for anyone who has taken the entrepreneurial journey. There was a lot of bumps, a lot of learning, growing. And thankfully, I had some mentors that I leaned into to kind of get the ropes after the rocky start. So, and here we are now, 17 years later. And I'm so thankful that happened the way it happened because it taught me a lot for sure.
So let's just go right into that. I always think that it's important that we share those bumpy roads, the challenges that we face as an entrepreneur, because some people look at you and they think, oh, well, it's all overnight success kind of thing, just like a rock star. And we know that's not true. So why don't you talk about some of the challenges that you faced and how you overcame them?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think going from, I had this job where I knew exactly how much I was going to get paid every 2 weeks. And then you go into this entrepreneur world where it's up to you. Like you have to get out there and you have to market it. And I really was kind of picking and choosing when I would work because I thought, well, I'm an entrepreneur. I have that choice, not realizing how important it is to do certain consistent activities every single day, even when you're not seeing that immediate result right then and there. You're planting a seed, and it's important to plant seeds every single day in your business. So my big struggle was I wasn't very consistent. I sort of picked and choose what I would do. I thought I could reinvent the system. There was a system with our company that had created success for other people. And I kind of thought, you know what, I can do it my own way. And now I'm not saying don't do that because it's very important to be creative and trust your instincts. It just was the stuff that I was picking and choosing to change didn't really need to be done differently. It was something that could. And then I also think, and I realized this in looking back, is I thought I had to, because we had success, other examples of success, I thought I had to do everything that way. And instead of embracing who I am as a person and my authentic story and stepping into that and being like, well, I can do similar activities as them. However, I need to do it with Phebe Trotman's voice. And it's so important, I think, for entrepreneurs and people in general to realize that you're going to connect with people when you are your true authentic self. Like I felt like, we had different scripts that we could use and I was just doing that, but I didn't have me in it. And the people people that I'm sharing this business with and tool with, they're wanting to know my story and who I am as a person. And so once I was able to really embrace that and realize that I need to show up as my authentic self, I don't have to, I use their example and learn from it, and at the same time be true to myself. And when I was able to really embrace that, that's when I saw the results in my business. So consistency was huge, following a system, and then also being my authentic self and letting my voice and my story be heard, because there's certain people who they're going to connect with that.
Yeah. I find that with my anti-aging and wellness business. I just tell my story, and I people see me and I get excited, and that excitement really pours over. And it's, as you said, it's authentic and it's real, and people can tell there's sincerity there. So I think that is very important.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe you have a book.
I do have a book. I'm super
Talk
excited
to us
about
your book.
I'm going to show the cover
There it
for
is.
especially because I think this cover sums up life with the guy and the pillars and juggling all these different balls. And so the book is Never Quit on a Bad Day: Inspiring Stories of Resilience. And it really, it came together in a very unique way, in that I didn't necessarily plan on writing a book. I have a lot of life goals. Writing a book actually wasn't on that list. However, I was with some friends, and as entrepreneurs often do when you get together, we were talking about what's next. And I said, it's been on my heart for several years to create something to help people, to inspire people, and just to teach people, because I've learned from so many amazing mentors, some of them very close to me, some of them just through podcasts and YouTube and, conferences and things like that. And they were the ones who actually suggested writing a book. And I kind of laughed a little bit at the idea. I was like, I don't know. And they kind of flipped it on me, because I had shared with them earlier when we were talking about why I worked so hard to get to the top of my company, was because I wanted other people to see it can be done. You can be a woman, you can be a person of color, you can live in another country, you can have all these things and you can still do it too. And my team, we all came together and I was able to hit that. And so they kind of flipped it on me and said, the same reason that you work so hard to do this is the exact same reason you should write this book, for all the people that you can help and inspire. And then when they said that, I said, okay, you know what, that's a good point. And I do love to help and, share. And so I just said, okay, as long as the book has to do two things. Number one, it has to help and inspire people. And number two, I have to truly feel passionate about it. And in simmering on it a little bit more, and the month before, I had an incredible honor being inducted into the Coquitlam Sports Hall of Fame. And in that interview, thank you, we had talked about what has sport given me. And there's, so many life skills I've learned in sport. And I shared, I've had incredible highlights, national championships, player of the year in different places and whatnot, and incredible highlights. They said, however, the only reason I was able to have those highlights was because of the tough stuff, not making a team, sitting on the bench, getting 5 minutes when I want to play more, and pushing through those things. And that's when it came together that night, because then I thought about it and I was like, that's what I want to write a book on. I want to write a book where you're sharing the tough stuff that people go through and grow through to get to where they are.
Yeah. Whenever I talk about leadership with people, that's one of the things that I say, the difference in leaders of the 21st century is that it's hard work. You can't go and shut your office door. You get that title. It doesn't mean that you now are not present. You have to really get to know your people, just as we as entrepreneurs need to build that know, like, and trust piece with your people. You need to do that. You need to understand who those individuals are that you work with, and how they are motivated, how they are inspired, and and making them understand how what they do is an important part of making the company strong.
Absolutely. It's bringing a team together. And I mean, I'm so grateful for my team, because everyone had their own goals, and we all came together with our individual goals, but collectively it was like, how do we do this together and move forward so that we can all celebrate, we can all win? And it was fun. It was a crazy time. And I talk a lot about that in the book. A lot of bumps on that journey. Oh my gosh. However, it was exciting, and we were able to do it together. So it was fun.
The community is important. Absolutely.
It is.
So what can the readers expect to learn as they go through this book.
Mm-hmm.
And,
So this book, oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh, I was just going to say, a lot of books that I read, and I read a lot of books, but at the end of a chapter, they give you a little bit of an instruction of reflection or something to do. Is that this kind of book, or is it just the stories themselves are inspiring?
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you asked that question because I love books that make me think about my own life. And so it really is set up in that way where there is an area. So it's a collection of short stories. So you have, and it's nice because you can read it cover to cover. You can flip open a chapter and just read one chapter a day. A lot of people are doing it that way, or a week. So there's the short stories. And at the end of every chapter, there is an area called Reflections on Resilience. And it is targeted for the reader to really think about their own life. And because I truly believe we're all resilient. I mean, we're here. So we made it through some stuff. And so it's written in a way that the Reflection Resilience has the reader pause and reflect on their own life. And every chapter is different with a lesson. Some of the chapters we talk about language, where the Reflection on Resilience is kind of, what are you saying to yourself? Are you using empowering words, success language, as they call it, to move you forward? One chapter, there's a little bit about dreaming, right? Because so often we don't dream anymore. So you're going to have a chance to reflect on what are some of your dreams and what can you do right now to move yourself closer to that dream. So that it's written in a really unique way. And the feedback has been incredible from people who have read it, saying, what the things they liked about it is it did make them think about their own life more. So like they're inspired by the short stories, but they're really inspired about what they're going to do next for their own life. And so that just means a lot. And there's also a QR code at the end of every chapter that the reader can scan. Yeah, because I wanted to really bring it to life, that the people who are sharing these stories, you have a chance to kind of see them and hear them. And so with the QR code, it's actually a video of encouragement. So it's just a short message from that contributor sharing whatever's in their heart. Yeah, so that's been kind of fun for people too. And I always want to stress this. It's not the contributor reading that same story. It's something totally different. I just asked them to record a 2-minute video, something that's on your heart for that reader. And so those videos of encouragement are all different as well too. And there's been great feedback on that as well. So it's a unique experience. The unique experience.
Really cool. I love that.
Thank you.
So we are, I can't believe we're almost out of time. So I'm going to I've got a few rapid fire, so we'll go right to them.
Oh, perfect. Sure.
So what is one activity or exercise that has helped you grow on your journey to create this life that you love now?
So the really short version, because we're rapid fire, is an activity called your dream day. And the short version is you get a notepad and a pen. I have a workbook that goes through in more detail as well. However, notepad and a pen, write it in the present tense from the moment you open your eyes to the moment you close your eyes. What do you do on your dream day? Who do you see? What are your relationships like with the people in your life? What are your finances like? What activities do you do? So writing that and really getting into that feeling, it's such a powerful exercise and literally has transformed my life from doing that multiple times.
I know 2 of my coaches have that same kind of direction too. And it really does help. And you have to, you and I talked about one of the youth groups that I was doing last night. And one of the instructors was going through with these middle school, high schoolers on role playing, well, not role playing, being able to goal set. And so she had them write 100 things that they would like to have happen in their life. And that she encouraged them to be specific, no, don't just put, I want money. I want $10,000 a month, or I want, be specific. I want a car that's red and it's fast and it's a Mustang or something, and really when you start to do that, you do not only do the affirmation, but you do start to visualize it and it makes it come true.
So powerful. Visualization is huge. I visualize in terms of my soccer games. That was something I did every morning. I pause and visualize, and it's so important in life. So that would be something I would encourage everybody listening in. Just take some time. Again, you really want to feel it and write in the present tense and just watch what happens in your life.
So what's one piece of advice you would share with the listeners today that might help them along their journey to creating a life that they love?
Yeah, so there is a quote that I love, and it says, do something today that your future self would thank you for. And so my encouraging word would be to do something every single day that's taking you closer to living your dream day, whatever that is. If it's living your dream day from a physical standpoint, like your body, so maybe it's eating clean that day, maybe it's going for a walk or a workout. If it's in terms of your business, what's one thing that you can do today to move your business forward? Make a prospecting call, follow up with an existing client to check in, connect with your team, whatever it is, just every single day, make sure you're doing something that's moving you closer to living that dream day, and that your future self is saying, like, thank you, Vicki, for doing that, what you did today.
So talk to our audience in this rapid fire about the word failure and no.
Failure and no is words that are hard to hear. They are hard to hear. Let's be honest. We don't really want to fail and we don't want to hear no. However, it is on your journey to success. You're going to fail, and embrace it. Embrace failure. Start to get excited about the word no, because you're one step closer to getting a yes, and just embrace it and realize it's all part of the process to create what you want to create. And also from a failure perspective, what can you learn? And that's a huge thing from that experience, because we're all going to fail. That's part of life. The key is successful people look at that failure and say, what can I learn? What can I do differently? Versus beating ourselves up on it. Sure, we're human. We're going to be upset with it for a little bit. However, how quickly can you move forward? How quickly can you get back up? And how quickly can you learn something from that experience to help you in terms of your next experience?
Awesome. Good words. All right, it's time now to share my screen. So those that are just listening, you should go grab that paper and pencil. And if you can't, if you're driving, thank you for listening as you're driving, but you can get this information on my website, thefindyourleadershipconfidence.com, or my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to both. So for those that are listening, it is https://neverquitonabadday.com. Again, neverquitonabadday.com. Her Facebook site, she has personal as well as business. So Phebe Trotman, or Never Quit on a Bad Day. And Instagram, same thing. Trotman Phebe, and Never Quit on a Bad Day. I'll let Phebe talk to you about her call to action. Take it away, Phebe.
Thank you so much, Vicki. Yes. So when you go to neverquitonabadday.com, you'll see an option to enter your email, and you'll get a free chapter from the book. And it is the full chapter. So it has the short story, it has the reflections on resilience, it has the QR code to a video that's shared by one of the contributors, which that video and that story, I had him share it on the video, but the story has been, again, transformational as well. And so I encourage everyone listening, just go get the free chapter. You can find more information about the book and where you can get the book. The book is on Amazon as well there. However, even if you're not ready to get the full book, I highly recommend get the chapter, because that chapter alone will have an impact on you, a positive impact for sure.
Well, I know I got mine yesterday. I'm looking forward to reading it tonight and checking out that QR code. So Phebe, it has been wonderful chatting with you. I have enjoyed it. Definitely want to have you back again. I'm sure there's another book in you. Put that challenge out there to the world.
Yeah, it's coming soon.
Definitely talk more, see how we can collaborate on other things. But as always, I remind everyone that life is a journey, and it's up to you to enjoy the ride. This is Vicki Noethling signing off.
Thank you for tuning into the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast with Vicki Noethling, where we share impactful lessons that help you grow as an individual, grow your confidence, and find the positive and good within you so you powerfully and authentically become the best version of yourself. Remember to visit our website at www.findyourleadershipconfidence.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're here, subscribe to us via your favorite network. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast.